Afghanistan, a land defined by the sky-piercing peaks of the Hindu Kush. Hidden in the rough terrain lie the deep blue jewels of Bande Amir.
The Wakhan Corridor, a rugged arm reaching out to the roof of the world.
To the south, the red sands of the Registan Desert stretch endlessly. The Panjshir Valley, a fortress of green carved by nature's hand. Rivers flow like lifelines through the arid heart of Central Asia. In spring, the valleys awaken with the scent of apricot blossoms.
Winters are harsh, wrapping the mountain passes in unforgiving snow. Under these skies, history has watched empires rise and fall. For centuries, people have carved a life out of this stone and earth.
Once, this was the heartbeat of the Silk Road, connecting east and west.
Giant Buddhas once stood guard in Bamiyan, silent witnesses to faith.
Alexander the Great marched here, leaving traces of Greece in the sands.
Cities of gold and marble rose from the dust of the Bactrian Empire.
It was a cradle of poetry, science, and Islamic enlightenment.
The Blue Mosque stands as a masterpiece of turquoise and faith.
Then came the Mongols, sweeping through the land like a storm.
Herat flourished as the pearl of Khorasan, rich in art and culture. Emperor Babur loved Kabul's gardens more than his throne in India. But geography is a curse. The great game began between empires.
The mid-20th century brought a brief, golden glimpse of modernity. Universities buzzed with ideas, hope, and a vision of the future. Under King Zahir Shah, the nation enjoyed decades of relative peace.
Travelers from the west once roamed these roads without fear.
Markets were full, and the sound of laughter filled the tea houses.
Kabul was cosmopolitan, a city balancing tradition and progress.
Dams and roads were built, promising a bridge to the modern world.
Music and poetry remain the soul of the Afghan people. But on the horizon, the dark clouds of ideology were gathering. Stability shattered. Revolutions paved the way for foreign boots.
1979. The ground shook as the Soviet army crossed the border.
The sky became a source of terror. The war had begun.
In the mountains, the Mujahideen rose up to defend their faith. Villages turned to rubble. Millions were forced to flee. A generation became refugees, walking away from their burning homes. For 10 years, the valleys echoed with the sound of automatic fire. The tide turned when the resistance aimed for the skies. The superpower bled,
trapped in a war it could not win.
1989. The Soviets withdrew, leaving behind a fractured land.
They left their steel graveyards, but peace did not return.
Warlords turned their guns on each other. Kabul became a ruin. Brother fought brother. The civil war tore the capital apart.
Stadiums built for sports became stages for public executions.
Music was silenced. Culture was locked away in the dark.
Women vanished from public life, hidden behind the blue veil. Even the simple joy of flying kites was forbidden.
2001. They destroyed the ancient Buddhas, erasing history.
Then the world changed, and the sky would fall again.
October 2001. The United States and allies arrived in the night.
Air power shattered the regime within weeks.
For a moment, hope returned. Girls walked back into classrooms.
Roads were paved, and cities began to rise from the ashes.
But the insurgency did not die. It waited in the fields.
The war dragged on. IEDs became the soldiers' nightmare.
Kabul grew into a fortress of blast walls and traffic jams. Night raids bred resentment in the hearts of the villagers.
While corruption ate away the foundations of the new state.
A deal was signed in Doha, sealing the fate of the republic.
The troops began to leave. The vacuum was filled instantly.
District by district, the government collapsed like a house of cards.
August 2021. The palace changed hands without a fight.
The last soldier left. The 20-year war was over.
Silence fell over Kabul. A new chapter had begun.
Brave women stood up, demanding their right to work and learn.
But the doors to secondary schools were closed once more. Images of desperation that the world will never forget.
Panic at the airport. The desperate attempt to escape.
Beyond the war, look at the faces. Resilience carved in skin.
The smell of fresh naan still welcomes the morning.
Buzkashi, a wild, fierce game for a fierce people.
Hands that weave stories into carpets, knot by patient knot.
Hospitality is sacred. A guest is a gift from God.
Even the trucks are painted with dreams of beauty. Cricket brings joy, uniting the nation in a single cheer. In the bird markets, songbirds still sing of freedom.
Deep spirituality runs through the veins of this land. And families share Kabuli pulao, keeping traditions alive.
Poverty remains a deep scar. Children work instead of learn.
Hunger is a silent enemy that stalks the innocent.
The earth shakes, testing the limits of human endurance. Drought turns the fertile fields into dust.
Dreams are put on hold, waiting for the doors to open.
The economy struggles, but commerce finds a way.
In freezing tents, hope keeps them warm through the night.
The battle against opium continues, stripping farmers of income.
Those who stay work tirelessly to heal their nation.
The youth look to the world, connected yet isolated.
What does the future hold for the heart of Asia? It is a land of infinite tragedy, but also infinite hope.
Knowledge is a light that cannot be fully extinguished.
They are not just victims of war. They are survivors.
Like the minaret of Jam, they stand tall against time.
Peace is a fragile bird, but they wait for its return. Winter always passes. Spring always comes. The mountains remain, and so do the people.
In the eyes of a child, the future is still unwritten.
This is Afghanistan, unbroken, unforgotten.